Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good morning, I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Joshua Franson, and we have a mild day on tap for today, a little bit breezy, but then later on tonight we'll actually see weather become a little bit unsettled to make way for tomorrow. But until then, winds out of the south today, a little bit breezy, gusting up to 30 miles an hour, helps us warm up, get a little bit more mild. Don't really die off into the evening tonight. In fact, they'll shift out of the east, potentially gusting up to 35 miles an hour as low pressure approaches our area. But until then, temperatures in the 60s and 70s today, partly cloudy conditions. Just keep in mind those gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Now, we will see tonight some isolated storm development. Current severe weather risk is level 1 out of 5, and this also carries into Wednesday morning. This is mainly for isolated large hail and a couple of storms containing some stronger wind gusts. Now, the tornado threat is non-zero, but if any storms occur before sunrise, they're unlikely to have a tornado threat because they'll have an inversion beneath them, which will prevent them from reaching the ground. However, a little bit later during the afternoon, especially across areas closer to this level 2 off in Illinois, then you could potentially see a better chance at a tornado, but until then, that threat is very, very low as of now, primarily confined to that isolated hail. But showing you that with Future Track here, you'll start to see isolated storms pop up around 4 to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then those will move on through as low pressure approaches our area. Storms will become more scattered around 10 a.m., and then notice this. Yes, that is snow. That will begin to move through our area a little bit later during the day. But until then, the moisture that moves in tonight to support the storms tomorrow will keep us on the mild side. Temperatures hanging out in the 50s, 40s, and upper 30s, and the winds will still be strong tonight. Now, we do have winter storm watches in place across northwestern counties, mainly because there'll be a fine gradient of snow that falls across Iowa, and it seems like these counties are likely to be clipped. In fact, areas farthest to the northwest is where we're expecting the greatest snowfall accumulations, possibly 3 inches or more. Combined with heavy wind gusts we'll see tomorrow, could produce some blowing snow and reduce visibilities at times across the area. So here's where we left off. Now the snow transition begins around 1 p.m. You could actually hear some thunder snow due to the instability in the air generating these storms and get some sleet across our area. But this fine line where the transition of rain to snow happens is right over those northwestern counties. And notice, as that snow transition continues into the evening, you start to get dry air to intrude across our area, which will prevent a lot of the heavier totals from drifting across our area. So northwestern counties will be the ones most likely to have plowable snow or 2 inches or more. Areas further off to the south, you would get a little bit less, but it is a fine gradient, and if it shifts, it can quickly change those totals, so stay tuned to the forecast. Snow will generally move out after midnight tomorrow night. But snow forecast around 2 to 4 inches across far northwestern areas, around 1 to 2 inches, a little bit to the southeast of that, and it seems like the entire southeastern half of our viewing area around a trace to 1 inch as of now. But we do have that yellow alert day in place, specifically because you're going to have very, very strong wind gusts around that low pressure, especially as it moves on through, potentially gusting up to 55 miles an hour and accumulating snow chances across areas of the northwest. And any snow that is falling, even if it doesn't stick to the ground, these powerful gusts can help reduce visibilities and make things quite hard to see outside. So make sure if you're on the roads tomorrow, you're giving yourself extra time to stop. It will be wet, heavy, slushy snow due to how warm we're going to be. But this is specifically for Wednesday into Wednesday night. Now tomorrow, there is that yellow alert day, rain transitioning into snow. Temperatures are going to be falling throughout the day. So we'll see them get into the 40s further off to the north and 60s further off to the south. That's why areas southward have a greater chance at maybe seeing a brief spin-up tornado, but it won't last long, and that threat is low. And that's why they're also going to have more storm chances there, whereas the snow risk further off to the northwest is a little bit greater. On your city-by-city forecast, kicking off spring, pretty much sitting at where we expect to be for this time of year. Temperature is hanging out in the 40s with mostly sunny skies. And then on the 10-day forecast, another rainy day coming up with windy conditions, a little bit warmer as well. Partly cloudy on Saturday, getting a little break from precipitation before it returns Sunday and Monday, and then we dry out the end of the forecast period.